So you know what I asked for from other days, right? Books. Hey honey, it's Toya and welcome back to the channel. Today is a book haul. These are all the books that I got in May. May was a month of sales and Mother's Day. So let's go through all of the books that I picked up and I'm going to be letting you know why I got them, whether it was from the hype, from the intrigue, or from the vibes and the guarantee. So let me run back through what this means. If you have not seen my other book haul video, I will leave a link right here. The hype is I've been hearing about this book in the streets, so I need to know what it's talking about. The vibes, a good spray edge. I like a good pretty book. The intrigue, something about it drew me to it. And then I read the blurb or the synopsis and I'm like, give it to me. And guarantee it's an author that I already love, so I know it's going to be good. Let's start with romance first. I have Heart's Landing, Melanie Harlow, Heart's Landing. It's definitely vibes and a little bit of hype. This is all hype. I'm a little nervous about this one. The Endless Fall by Emerson Holtz. All right, so let's talk about this one for a second. All right, I was about to start my Carly Fortune journey. I've heard a lot of things and I wanted to watch the show. I'll put it here because I can't remember the name. So I read Every Summer After and I gotta be honest, just wasn't for me. Now I was told that this one was better, so I decided that I would try again. This summer will be different. Now this was definitely intrigue and vibes. I haven't heard a lot about this, but just this once. It's the King series by Lena Hendricks. I'm assuming this is a reprint, but I read my first Julie Soto book. It was Forget Me Not. And it was a Friends Choose My TBR Rick. I went in Ollie's and guess what I found? Another one, not another love song. I tried a Catherine Cowles before Fragile Sanctuary and I had all of the books in the series and I ended up gifting it to a friend for her birthday because the first book was triggering for me. However, I do want to give this series a try because I actually love romantic suspense. Some of my favorite books are romantic suspense. Maureen Smith, she does it so well. So if you have not read anything by her, Whisper My Name is where you need to start. Now it is an older book, so you need to keep that in mind. Either way it go, it was a great intro into that particular type of subgenre, I guess you would say. And I am told Catherine Cowles is a romantic suspense author. So first of all, the book is gorgeous and I had to see for myself. Now I loved Quicksilver. I have hesitated on Brimstone because of the mixed reviews, but you know what? I got to find out for myself. With that being said, I also wanted to get into her contemporary. I believe this is a dark romance. It's a mafia. Yes, please. And it's called Blood and Roses. Get into that. Now, the rest of these fall in the realm of fantasy because that is my genre. That is what I love. So let's get into it. Well, I say that, but this is actually technically sci-fi dystopian. Pierce Brown, Golden Sun, which is book 2 in the Red Rising trilogy, and Morning Star, which is book 3 in the Red Rising trilogy. I read Red Rising. I didn't think I would like it. Loved it down. Headed into that second book expeditiously. And Project Hail Mary. I don't know about the movie, but I know about this book. I have heard great things, so I want to read this before the end of the year and I want to watch the movie. So all of these ended up being guaranteed, but they started off as hype. This is hype and intrigue. So I'm gonna just grab what's closest to me because we got a couple of stacks over here. This Monster of Mine by Shalini. I'm not even gonna butcher her name. This is a duology and book 2 has already been released. I've heard really good things. My nephew bought these for Mother's Day for me. We got Witch Queen Rising. A reclusive witch who fled the burden of her bloodline rises to be the greatest among them in this lush and haunting fantasy debut. And then we have, and that is by Savannah Steffens. And then we have the Oracle Asylum. This is by Sonia Nakara. 4 royal houses, 1 throne. Look at that cover. Isn't that beautiful? This is also intrigue. The madness is a game between gods and kings, but it is not the gods and kings who are mad, so we play their game. Now this has had a lot of hype. The Forgotten and the Feared. This is by E.C. Garrett and it's the Dragon Queen book 1. Ocean and Ink. This is such a cute size book, but I heard it packs a punch. This is by A.R. Conwell. This is also hype, vibes, all of the above. The Dragon Bound Chronicles. I can't talk today. The Dragon Bound Chronicles by Megan LaFay. Wings of Life. I've lost her already. what choice do I have considering what my life will be? Oh my gosh. This book is absolutely stunning. Intrigue. The Adventures of Amina Sarifa, and it's by Shannon. Oh, I'm not gonna butcher her name. Now I'm gonna put the series here because I can't remember the name of it, but this series is also on my TBR. This was all vibes. I looked at this book and I was like, it's so pretty. And it's called The Alchemy by Rachel Vincent. It is book 1 of the Alchemy Trials. Forgetting Everything Was Just the Beginning. And then Megan Brandy, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite authors after the Brayshaw series. And I only read Say You Swear. I don't know if I'm going to go back to that series, but I definitely did enjoy the Brayshaw. She's dipping her toe in fantasy, and I believe these are reprints, but the book 1 is Lord of the Brave series, Fate of a Royal and Fate of a Foe. These books are absolutely stunning, and she co-authored this with Amo Jones. Of Flames and Fallacies, this book stays on my timeline. This is by Courtney Wims, and it's a bond and a prophecy can bring a kingdom to its knees. And this is also dragons. I'm thinking the month of dragons at this point. And then we have Shelby Marin, The Shadow Bride. Now, she also wrote Serpent in the Trilogy. I have Serpent in the Dove Trilogy. I haven't read it. This is book 2 in the series, I believe. Yes, it is, because the first book is The Scarlet Veil. Have I read The Scarlet Veil? No. I already own these books in paperback. Did I have to have the special editions? Yes, I did. So we have The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole, and we have The Throne of Broken Gods, also by Amber V. Nicole. This is book 1. This is book 2. I have books 1 through 4. Now, let's talk about Melissa. Melissa is my girl. She may not know she's my girl, but she's my girl. Reign of Shadows and Endings. I have not read the Legacy series yet, but the Lady of Darkness series is one of my all-time favorites. I recommend it to everybody. Just so you can get to book 5, chapter 38. Lives rent-free in my mind. I'm very excited to get into this. This is a guarantee. This is book 3 in the Shadow Beast Shifter series. I will go to book 2, but book 1 was a little lackluster for me. It has some really good parts in it, and I do want to know more. And they're not very long, so I'm going to go to it eventually. This was hype. This was intrigue. This is vibes, because look at that. The grave wood. The woods will swallow her whole. And there is vampires, and there is disability rep in here. So absolutely, this is hype intrigue. I have the indie copy of this. I needed the beautiful new edition of Us Dark Few by Alexis Patton. I don't know when book 3 is coming out, but Jill E and Jill Lur sold. I read When the Moon Hatched in 2024. I'm going to reread When the Moon Hatched this year so I can read The Ballad of the Fallen Dragons by Sarah A. Parker. Nisha J. Tooley wrote Artifacts of Oronos, Start with the Trial of the Sun Queen. I love that book, and if you want to know what yearning and slow burn really look like, read that series. I have seen clips and quote of this, and I wasn't going to get it, but after those quotes, I needed it. These sprayed edges are absolutely stunning. So this is pretty much a guarantee, but it's also vibes and hype. This was intrigue because I hadn't really heard anybody talking about this. This book is called Death's Daughter. S.A. Barnes, Death's Daughter. To protect what she loves, she must become what she hates. Wait a minute. I haven't heard any much. I don't really think I've heard any on this book, but there's the cover. It's witty, scorching, action-packed. A fun, sexy fantasy. Fans of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Full of tension, dread, and spice. Paranormal romance, wicked fun. This feels like it needs to be on my TBR this month. Addie Thorley, Burn the Kingdom Down. I don't know if I've heard anything about this either. So this was intrigue and vibes. The Vanzadorians will never stop, not unless you stop them, Rowena whispers. This is how you avenge me. What can I possibly do, I cry. Go with them, find their weakness, punish my murderers, burn their kingdom down. Wait a minute. It's a revenge plot. I'll take it. The river drags her down. This was intrigue for me. She has always known the rule, never resurrect anything larger than the palm of her hand. But that was before her sister died. Oh my gosh, look at that. If you've read any of these books that I said I haven't heard anything about, please let me know down in the comments what you think about them. Roy Hayes' Loving a Witch is totally foolish. I love Loving a Vampire's Total Chaos. It was a fun, kick your feet, giggling good time. It was such an easy read. This is a guarantee for me. Miranda Lynn, this will be my first time with this author, but I've heard amazing things, and this is the series that I wanted to start with. And a mutual has already read this and ate it up. I'm ready for it. So it is intrigue. It's also a little bit of hype. Hide the Witches, which is book 1 by Miranda Lynn. I have quite a few Catherine A. Quinn books. Have I read any? But this one was too pretty to leave. Look at that. This is called Stolen Midnights. 3 Fates, 2 Hearts, 1 Destiny. Now this one has been blowing up. Between Ties and Thunder by Lena Kazak. First of all, it's a standalone. Second of all, people say it's a 6-star. I'm gonna find out this month because it is most definitely on July's TBR. I have been so intrigued by this book. It seems so whimsical. I love the beauty of these sprayed edges. Let me see, will it zoom in for y'all? The beauty of these sprayed edges are absolutely stunning. There once was a village so far north that most considered it the top of the world. And in that village, the son fell in love with her star maker. Look at the sprayed edges and the nape cover. This book screams like fairy tale love. Just a really good time. I'm excited about this. The Rose Bargain, the sequel to the Rose I can't even talk. The Secret to the Rose Bargain. I have no idea what this is about because I haven't read it yet. But The Thorn Queen by Sasha Payton Smith. I have my Corlin's trilogy, The 5 Broken Blades. Got all 3 books. Have not read them yet, but I've heard amazing things. So this is definitely hype and vibes. Verity Guild. Secrets built this republic and one truth could burn it down. Oh my gosh. Look at this. And on the color. May was a good month. It looks like I got 40 new books in May to add to my ever-growing physical TBR. And again, I say, reading books is one hobby, collecting them is another. And unfortunately for Mr. Turn Your Pages, I do both. Let me know down below which one of these books are currently on your radar, or which ones do you think I need to read first, because you guys help me choose my TBR every month and I would love some insight from you. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, go ahead and smash it now. Like this video, share it with others, and I'll see you next time. And don't forget to keep turning pages. Happy reading, y'all.